Venice is so unique that there is no need to look for iconic landmarks. Every corner tells a different story from the past. The canals are fascinating during the day and magical after sunset. Still, we have prepared a list of the best spots you want to cover during your next trip to Italy. Welcome back to Town Travel Tips. Today, you will discover the 6 best spots in Venice. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, and you are all set for a beautiful Italian journey. Number 6. Rialto Bridge. Rialto Bridge, once the only bridge across the Grand Canal, is a stone arch built in 1588, some 150 years after the collapse of a prior wooden bridge. It supports 2 bustling streets and a double set of stores and creates one of the most iconic landmarks worldwide. Besides being a busy crossing point midway along the canal, it is also a popular vantage point for visitors, taking or posing for pictures and viewing the boats that always pass beneath it. If you want a great view over Venice and the Rialto Bridge, a few meters away from the canal, look for the Fondaco dei Tedeschi building. Once a postal office, it is today a fancy mall with excellent cafes and restaurants inside. Grab a ticket for the mall's rooftop and explore Venice from a high place hidden from all of the crowds. Number 5. The Bridge of Sighs. Right behind St. Mark's Square and the gondolas and vaporetti departure stations, you will find another spot that many tourists love, the Bridge of Sighs. It is a suspended bridge that connects Doge's Palace and the new prisons building. It owes its name to the belief that the prisoners, looking at Venice and the lagoon from the bridge's windows, used to sigh, thinking, often rightfully, that they would never be free again. You can see its exterior from Ponte della Paglia, or you can book a guided tour of the Doge's Palace to better understand Venetian history. Number 4. The Grand Canal. The Grand Canal runs through Venice's center, linking Piazza San Marco, the Rialto Bridge, the rail station, and the arrival bridge from the mainland. Only 4 bridges span its 3.8-kilometer length, although the gondolas shuttle between them at many spots. The Grand Canal was the preferred address for anybody with relevant influence in Venice. The major families' palaces were built on the canal, and are now a great legacy of the city's past wealth with their stunning Venetian Gothic and early Renaissance facades. There are 2 main ways to explore the Grand Canal. The fancier one is hopping on a gondola and letting the gondolier sail you around while telling you local stories and myths. It is romantic, especially at sunset, and intimate, yet very expensive at about 150 euros per hour. The other way is taking the Vaporetto, the equivalent of a city bus, just on the water for obvious reasons. It makes several stops and can be crowded. Still, for a fraction of the cost of a gondola, it will give you the memorable experience of riding the Grand Canal. Number 3. Murano and Burano. A vacation to Venice would be incomplete without taking a Vaporetto across the lagoon to Murano, the home of Venice's legendary glass artisans. They were brought here in the 13th century to reduce the fire risk from the glass furnaces that swept through Venice's densely packed core. Murano glass is excellent for raw materials and techniques. The best products made on this island have a huge waiting list and are shipped worldwide. Near Murano, Burano is the other island in the lagoon you should check. It features 2 of the most iconic things in Venice: tiny, colorful houses over the water canals resembling a fairy tale, and the cicchette, traditional street food made with bread and local fish, salami, and vegetables. You can't leave Venice without trying the combination of cicchette and spritz, the classic Italian aperitivo. Number 2. St. Mark's Square. Can a square be so vast and yet so intimate? St. Mark's Square's architecture, with its 3 sides perfectly blended and aligned, and the 4th side opening on the majestic Basilica and the city's tower, will make you feel right at home. despite its size and the crowds. Piazza San Marco, in Italian, is Venice's living room, where everyone gathers, strolls, takes coffee, pauses to chat, meets with friends, or passes by on their way to work or play. Campanile, the standing tower which cannot be missed, was built in the 1150s, but fell dramatically apart in the early 1900s. The new structure, modeled on the previous, was erected a few years after the disaster, and can now be visited for an excellent view over the entire city. Number 1. St. Mark's Basilica. St. Mark's Basilica, Venice's best-known cathedral and one of the most easily recognizable in the world, was once the Doge's private chapel, decorated with Byzantine art treasures carried back by Venetian ships after the fall of Constantinople. The domes and walls are covered in 4,240 square meters of gold mosaics. Still, the Byzantine decorations are just part of the church's artistic elements, also featuring mosaics made by Titian and Tintoretto. The spectacular golden altarpiece, the Palla d'Oro, was begun by early 12th century craftsmen and finished centuries later with approximately 2,000 diamonds and valuable stones. The Basilica is a true legacy of the ancient power of Venice over the Mediterranean Sea. Have you been to Italy? Let us know in the comment section below which other unique places you have visited. If you are planning a trip, ask your questions to our community. We are here to help every fellow traveler. Remember to subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the following video. Ciao!